You guys want to see something cool? Remember I showed you the all the secrets? I got another secret for you. I'm sure.
Ooh, another one.
Watch out.
This is what's on TV right now, like, or on YouTube in our stream. That right there. So if you want, did you do this one? Push that one right there. And now it's a different picture. Now push that one again. Back to that one. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You want to see something even cooler? Watch this. Okay, see this one? So, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so let's do side. Now, push any one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over. What do you think about that?
That's really cool.
I know, it's really cool. And see this green light right here? This green line right there? That means that's the sound line. So if you talk into that a little bit louder, you would boom! Goes hot, goes louder. And then, you know what I mean? I know, it's cool, huh? I know, we've got lots of cool things here. You guys want to see the matches? I can show you how to light matches. No, I'm joking.
They already
I'm
know.
You guys want to see where we keep the one? Sorry. All right, back to
She'll
the
take you
seats.
up on it.
That's all jokes. Those were jokes.
Watch the little one. She'll take you.
Where we keep the one. All right. So, all right, so shall we? Let's begin. Welcome. So we're going to start on page, I should have brought page numbers with me. That was a mistake, but that's okay. I know these page numbers well. So we're on page 130. 130. And this is Lefuna Ranan. אשר לא הים והוא עשהו ויבשת ידיו יצאנו הוא נשתחווה ונברא נברכה לפני אדוני עושנו כי הוא אלוהינו ואנחנו אמר איתו וצאן ידיו כי הוא אלוהינו Thank you for singing with me. As I always is so much better when people sing along with me than when you certainly do not want to be just looking at me. All right, candles. I think you got this. The candles can be found on page 120. All right. Fresh box of matches. I can't even get it open. There we go. All right. Join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And next, Kiddush. So, you can either take you can imagine having a Kiddush cup in your hand, because we're going to sing this big Kiddush, which is not just the blessing for wine, but also it's the sanctification and blessing for this Shabbat day. That's like the long part. So join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'yahava ufratzon, inchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'yahava ufratzon, inchatanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh, hashabbat l'chaim. All right. So we continue with Tov Lahodot. So that's on page, give me a second, I think it's on 140. It is on 140. Tov Lahodot. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat. Tov Lahodot l'Adonai, u'zamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov Lahodot l'Adonai, u'zamer l'shimcha elyon. Hasta All right, so we continue with the Baruch Hu. So the Baruch Hu is our call to worship. I think people know that. The Baruch Hu is on page 146. Please rise. Yep, you're on. Ya la 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 la. Let's read some English together. We're on page 149. Top of the page. Join me. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. We're on page 152. Join me. This is Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shem Kevon Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. V'ahavta is on the next page. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. So that march that they're talking about is the march through the Sea of Reeds. You can see it on our art doors over here. And it's called Micha Mocha. So page 158. Micha Mocha ba'eli Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh, nor tehilot oseh eleh, nora tehilot Malchutecha, Ra'u Vanecha, Bokei Hayam, Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeh Eliyanu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam So, yeah, you can tell, like it feels like summer's over. Labor Day weekend, it's the last weekend you're allowed to wear poplin suits, my summer suits, like feels, even though it's gonna get really hot this week, something in my brain is saying, it's, the high holidays are right around the corner, Sukkot, I can feel the fall kind of coming, as much as we don't want it to. But when it's fall, we think of a sukkah. And when we think of a sukkah, we think about being protected by a sukkah. And so page 161 begins, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
So our service continues now with the tefillah, or the Amidah. It's always been like the center, the heart of the service. And in fact, this is what our tradition believes replaced the sacrifice, was this prayer specifically. It starts on 164 with Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, and then continues on 166 and then 168 and all the way to 170. And I'll try to tell you what page number we're on, but it's going to kind of go straight through 164 through 170, every other page. So if you don't mind, please rise. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Adonai Shefatai Tiva, Ufi Hagi. Ata Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol וזוכר חסדי אהבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל הצרה להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, לשני אהבה, מחמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. 170, top. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעלו חסנה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. All right, 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who are hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh Shabbat. So, we're always thinking about peace, our people. And one of our chief and primary prayers for peace is called Shalom Rav, and it is on 178. Excuse me. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Nasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Nasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarer et amcha Yisrael, v'chol Tasim leolam, tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, Shalom. So, I'd like to bring my wireless microphone, but that's okay, because we have these new, really good, these microphones. So, I'm sure I'm getting picked up by these microphones. But if I'm not, I apologize to the people who are watching on stream, of which we always have a number of people. It's always kind of fun because you can track the people and see where they're watching from, and so it's like fun and it's exciting. Like, oh my God, Amsterdam! What do you know? Someone's watching us from Amsterdam at 1 o'clock in the morning too. You know, clearly they have nothing better to do at 1 o'clock in the morning and watch us here. But nonetheless, we begin this part of our service with a little bit of share. Only if you want. No one needs to. But if you want to, we always love hearing it. And we share some good things, some good news, some joy that's been in our lives. Because in a little bit, afterwards, we're going to share a little bit of the struggles and pain. But first, some of the joy. So if you have joy and you are courageous enough to share it, we want to hear it. So just go ahead. Yes, first.
I thought it for a bit, but I got promoted at work.
You got promoted?
Yes.
At work. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Into what?
Office manager.
Miles of time. You know, but we'll sing a little bit. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Miles of time. Anybody else want to share a little joy? Yeah, go ahead. You can't say your, promotion.
It's the first day of school, and my class is not as crazy as last year.
Your first day of school and your class is not as crazy as last year. Is that, do you have anything to do with that, or is that other people?
Oh, of course, it's
All
all others.
others. I'm really happy to hear about it. So it sounds like it's going to be a good year for you, yeah? Hopefully. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Anybody else want to share a little joy? A little good news? All right. Slowly? Yeah, go ahead.
I am about halfway through all the interviews that I need for my dissertation.
Wow.
And by next week, I should be done with all of them.
Wow, congratulations. That's a lot of,
Not
mean-
enjoying one household.
how often are you, like, how much of the day do you spend with these interviews?
Not much. They're about a half hour to an hour each, and I only need 10. So
Great. And then when the interviews are finished, then
then I get to transcribe them, and then I get to read over them a million times. It's going to be fun.
good luck. Good luck. Anybody else want to share joy? Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Well, we started rehearsing for Slachot
Yeah.
last week, and we have another rehearsal this Sunday.
You're talking about Nashira, our adult
Nashira
choir.
is rehearsing for Slachot, and the music is beautiful, and student cantor Gabriel Snyder is going to be with us
Yep.
for the service.
Yep.
So we're very, very excited. It's going to be, and Tom is playing the guitar, so it's going to be
Really good.
beautiful services here, as always.
Sleep out. A week from tomorrow. Like, I can't believe it. That means the high holidays are right around the corner. And by the way, you know what else? Speaking of the high holidays. Actually 2 days ago was the most profound, but yesterday probably the clearer way of seeing that super moon, right? Maybe, hopefully you saw it. It was beautiful, right? But it's a full moon, and what that means is that we're 14 days away from Rosh Hashanah. The moon tells you. Full moon means you're on the 15th of the month, or 14th or 16th sometimes, but you get the point. And no moon is when Rosh Hashanah is. So you don't need a calendar, just look up in the sky. Anybody else? Oh, Rory, go ahead.
I'm excited for my bar mitzvah in 3 months, and I'm glad I ushered tonight.
Yeah, me too. Glad you ushered too, and I'm excited for your bat mitzvah in 3 months as well. Are you prepared?
Yes.
I know you are. That's awesome. Congratulations. Candy, 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 candy. By the way, Kenny he means may it be, or let it be, or something. Anybody else want to share? Baruch atah Adonai v'melech chasadim tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us in the many works of creation and joy that are in our lives. Amen. Now, along with the joy is a recognition that loved ones of ours are struggling or are in need of healing and health, and we have a blessing we say for them as well. And our tradition is that we'll I'll start the blessing, and then halfway through, I'll give you a chance to share a name if you want to of a person who is in need of healing. And you can say their name in English or Hebrew, or you don't have to say it at all, you can just think it. But nonetheless, so I'll begin the blessing, and then afterwards, if you'd like to share a name, please do so. You can raise your hand, or I'll look around the room, and if I'm kind of looking at you, you can say the name. But the blessing goes like this: Mishaberach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. That means may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. May God bless and may God heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. So, if you would like to share a name of a person in need of healing, just kind of, yeah.
There's a few. Ron Dror, Mark and Breezy Schallheim, Maxine Ars, Monty Ars, and Joanne as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in this area? Steve?
Lori Butcher and Bobby Wendell.
Thank you.
Reva Kelly.
Anybody else in this area? Over here?
Gaspar Luzo.
Allow me just to share a few names too. Eric Harris, Mika Ron, Beth Smith, Leslie Harris, and Allison Herman. Bishlach lehem bimhira refuah shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuat hanefesh v'refuat aguf. A healing of body and a healing of spirit. B'toch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar amen. And let us say amen. So we are on page, if you want to follow along, we're on page 371. That's where you find Misha Berach. If you want to sing along with me, I would love it if you did. Misha Berach, Avotenu, Mikor HaBracha, Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mikor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say we pause now for a moment of silence. So, especially seeing kids here, I want to share, I want to tell you just a word or two about the Torah portion, then share with you a story. So this week's Torah portion is called Ki Tavo. It's like, you know when you know you're running out of time for something, and you just try to squeeze everything in. That's what Ki Tavo is. You know, like when you have like 10 more minutes of playing, and you just try to play with everything you can. You know, like you're on a playground and your parents say, 5 more minutes. You just like do every slide and every swing you can find. That's what Ki Tavo is. We are about to enter into Canaan. Moses is not going with them, and he tries to say about as many laws and rules as he possibly can, and squeeze them into this last couple of Torah portions. And one of the laws that is said is, Moses says to them, he says, look, when you guys get into Canaan, when you're there, you need to go and find your nearest priest. Remember, just by the way, in case you're wondering, we had priests back then. You need to go and find your nearest priest, and you need to bring your first fruits. Now, first fruits, by the way, means like if you have a fig tree, the first figs that come off the tree, that's what you have to bring. If you have an apple tree, first apples. And you might say, big deal. And I'll tell you it is a big deal because there's nothing like waiting all year for your trees or your plants to bring fruit or vegetables. And you're so happy when they do, and you have to just bring them, and you can't even eat them yourselves. But you have to bring your first fruits or vegetables to the priest, and you need to go and say to him, to the priest, you have to say, this is like a rule that the Torah gives. You have to go and you have to say, I acknowledge that I entered into this land of Canaan just as God promised. And I know that God brought us to this place. Like, that's what you got to say to the priest with your first fruits. It's so weird, totally bizarre, that it deserves a story. And I'll tell you. Now, this story is about this guy named the Baal Shem Tov. So the Baal Shem Tov, he lived in Ukraine, okay? He lived between, for those of you who are older and like to look at maps, he lived between Lviv and Kyiv. For those of you who don't like to look at maps, kind of in the middle, a little bit down of Ukraine. Now, he lived about 300 or 400 years ago, and he was the most popular thing in all of Ukraine. He was more popular than the grain of Ukraine. He was more popular than any train in Ukraine. You get my point. Now, in fact, I used this analogy earlier today. I'm going to use it again. The Baal Shem Tov was so popular that getting a chance to see him was like getting Taylor Swift tickets. Now, half of you have no idea who Taylor Swift is. I hope that most of you do, because, you know, she is impressively popular, whether you know or not. She's like the most famous musician right now. And the Baal Shem Tov was not a musician, but it was just kind of like that. Everyone wanted to be around Taylor Swift. Everyone would be around the Baal Shem Tov. So, Baal Shem Tov was in this town, and he wants to go into the shul, to the synagogue, to pray. Right? And he gets there, and he sees it's really crowded. Why is it really crowded? Because everyone heard that the Baal Shem Tov was coming. And so they wanted to be there when he was there. It's like, oh my God, the Baal Shem Tov's coming to services. I'll come to services today. Well, that's what happened. The place was packed with people. Packed. He comes in and he says, it's too crowded. It's so crowded. I can't pray here. And so you know what the people did? Everyone was like pushed away. They're like, give you a little space. We'll make room for the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov says, too crowded still. Right? And so everyone then like literally squeezes together and they create this complete opening around the room. So just the Baal Shem Tov standing in the middle. And they know like, all right, he's got 6 or 7 feet in every direction just to himself. He cannot complain about how crowded it is. Baal Shem Tov says, too crowded. And they're like, what? They're like, still too crowded? We're squeezing over here so tight. We just want to be in the same room with the Baal Shem Tov praying. He's like, no, it's still too crowded. You know, and they're like, how could this possibly be too crowded? And the Baal Shem Tov said, because you're all so focused on yourselves that you're not focusing on anyone else, and you're certainly not focusing on God. Oh. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, we should have done that. But it was too late at that point. You know, and I think about the fact that in just 2 weeks' time, and I know that because of the moon, that Rosh Hashanah starts. And I think about the fact that this is that season when, you know, you are supposed to focus on yourself, but only focus on yourself in terms of how you can be better. In fact, it's just as important to be, when you think about it, to be focusing on the others and how you can be better with respect to others. And if you want, at least the High Holidays would say that you should also be focusing on not yourself, but your relationship with God too. And how is it that you can kind of adjust, perhaps, the way that you function so you can think about others more and so you can think about God more? Easy. I've always said this, easy. All you have to do is live your life with a sense of gratitude. If you function with gratitude as your main light, you will always, always, always turn from thinking about yourself to the other. And whether it's gratitude towards creation and the world that we live in, that would be gratitude towards God, or gratitude for others and what they mean and what they do for you, either way. When the Baal Shem Tov said it was crowded, he wasn't talking about space. He was talking about too crowded in people's brains and hearts, and that people needed to just give some space to think about others and not just think about themselves. It's a true story. Well, I'm not sure it's true, I wasn't there, but I think it's true. So let's continue with Aleinu, and you can find Aleinu on page 586 in your prayer book, in your Siddur. And I would like to invite you to please rise. 586. Aleinu l'Shabbat. כל התהילה יוצר ראשית, שלא שמנו כיבויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונה, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 591 ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. All right, so this is a moment of prayer, this is a moment of connection, and this is also a moment of memory. And that is because loved ones from our congregation are no longer with us. And we think about them at these times. And so I'd like to share with you a bunch of names of people who have passed away quite recently. It's we're still in the period of Shloshim, or the 30 days of mourning, intensive mourning. For Roger Levy, father of Erica Lungelhofer, Scott Hess, loved one of Cindy Fox, Sidney Packer, grandfather of Josh Schechter, Judy Sarubin, wife of Jay Resnick, and Don Singer, husband of Mary McCutcheon. We also remember at this time these loved ones whose yard sites occur on the Shabbat. It means it's the anniversary of their passing. We remember lovingly Richard Fine, Beverly Katz, Belle Kaplan Palmisano, Mark Weissman, Leon West, Beatrice Brownstein Ringel, David Weissman, Virginia Curry, David Klein, Edward Waldstein, Martin Fine, John Leach, Kay McCormick, Thelma Estelle Katz, Adolph Kubelmass, Elton Resnick, and Hazel Sokoban. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones who have passed away, we remember them now with our mourner's prayer, which is called the Kaddish. It can be found on page 598, and if it's your custom, I invite you to please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, Yalma divrach durutei, Yamlich malchutei, V'chayechon u'vyomechon, V'chaye b'chal beit Yisrael, V'agala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach, V'alamu lamei almaya, Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yipromam v'yitnasei, V'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal, Shemei d'kudsha b'richu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbachata v'nechamata, Damiram b'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, V'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom ben romav, Uyaseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. Amen. Please be seated. Okay, so we're almost done. Great job to anyone who is young and is here. You guys did a great job of just being kind of sticking with it. Really appreciative and proud. So we a few announcements. Let me share the first announcement. High Holy Days. Tickets are digital, and so you should have received them by email. Slichot, already mentioned by Laura, that Nashir is practicing next Saturday, and it's a really beautiful service. By the way, the service is supposed to start at midnight. We started at 9, a much more civilized time. So we're doing our best. So meet us halfway. Come and join us for Slichot. It's a very beautiful, meditative, and sweet, and lovely service that kind of ushers in the High Holy Days. If you can't come to the service but still want to have some sort of Slichot experience, come at 6:30 and you can watch the movie on our new movie screen and projector, Man Called Otto. What a great movie. I did already see it, but I'm going to watch it again. It's a Tom Hanks movie. It came out last year. It's really good, and it's got a great High Holy Day theme as well. And you can bring popcorn. Maybe we'll even make popcorn for all we know. Okay, the Bloodmobile is coming to the temple on the first day of religious school, which is September 10th. And the Bloodmobile, it's also, by the way, on that first day, is the premier showcase event expo. And even if you have no events or parties planned in the near future, still come to the premier showcase because it's just fun to see all these booths of music and food and places, and it's just fun. So, and free samples, lots of them. So, yeah, come to this is all on September 10th, which is the first day of religious school. But the Bloodmobile will be there as well. And please sign up to give blood. It's a mitzvah. It's really meaningful and important. Finally, Oneg Shabbats. We do them every Friday night. Needs all of you to help and support. So please sign up for an Oneg Shabbat, or sign up and instead of providing the food, make a donation to help offset it. Thank you very much to Brett Morrison for serving as an usher, and also Rory Shalheim for serving as another usher. We thank you so very, very much. The Oneg Shabbat for tonight is sponsored by Fred and Stacy Kukas, along with Glenn and Janice Rotner. Wonderful. We're going to conclude with Shir Hamalot, and that can be found on page 600, I think 53. Give me a second. No. I should know this one. Shir Hamalot can be found on page 635. I had it mixed up. Not 653, 635. But before, let's do Motzi. And let's see here. So please join me. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. All right. Shir Hamalot 635. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Again, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shir Hamalot, Shuv Adonai, Et Shivat Zion, Hayinu Kehomi. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Last time. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to anyone who watched on our stream. Shabbat Shalom, and join us in the lobby for Oneg Shabbat.